sir.
Eat that meat, Jennifer.
Why doesn't that pheasant look pleasant?
Fasten your taste buds,
For gastronomic ride
cause us two fat ladies are itching up
to get into your kitchen. Yeah!
Oh, yes. There's the Brazilian embassy. Look, there's the Brazilian flag. Oh, I think I'm getting stiffer. Not enough red meat. That's the problem.
Very grand to be cooking at the Brazilian embassy. Do you think they've put the flag up for us?
Lovely to think so, but I suspect it's probably for the ambassador's party guests.
Let's see if I can do this in my rather forgotten Portuguese.
I'm afraid the only word I know is caipirinha.
Caipirinha, those lethal cocktails from Brazil.
That's right. Just the thing for our canapes. I hope someone here knows how to make them.
Bom dia.
Bom dia. Em que eu posso ajudá-las?
Sei, nós estamos os dois gordas pela ambassadrice.
Sim.
Se posso entrar?
Por favor, quero entrar.
Muito obrigada. I think I said we're the two fat ladies for the ambassadress. I might have said we're two fat tarts for the ambassador. I hope not.
Jennifer, so do I.
Ah,
Hello.
good morning, Madam Ambassador.
How are you?
Very nice
Welcome
to see
the
you.
Brazilian embassy. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Here, I'll show you the kitchen. That's very kind.
It's a wonderful place. Marvelous marble.
Isn't it?
How long has this been the Brazilian embassy?
Oh, since 1940, you know.
Really?
Quite a
So
long
long?
time.
Oh, I
Come
hope
in.
it all fit in here.
Good heavens, maybe we
Pretty
should
sure
go.
we will.
Maybe we should go one at a time.
Luckily, you're good petite.
You'll see how beautiful the kitchen is.
I love a beautiful kitchen.
Look at those wonderful tiles.
They're magnificent. Now, they're not Brazilian, are they?
They are Dutch.
Proper Delft.
Yes.
Aren't they beautiful? Everyone's different.
That's the way of the kitchen. If you need anything, Joseph, my driver, is at your disposal. He does fabulous cocktails.
As well. How wonderful.
Thank you.
See you later.
Thank you so much.
Go and find this wonderful driver. Unless we've got to find the kitchens first.
As we're with the Brazilians, I thought we'd make something from their country, or originally from Portugal, bolinhos de bacalhau, which it really means salt cod fish cakes or fish balls, but they've got a very good, strong taste, and they're perfectly delicious. Now, salt cod starts like this, hard as a board, and it has to be soaked for a good 24 to 36 hours. And it's very handy if you happen to have a running stream coming through the kitchen, like they do in the monasteries in Portugal.
What do you do if you don't have a running stream?
You must soak it in water and change it continually, or put it in a pail of water and leave a tap dripping on it, which the water board won't like, but the hell with them. They charge us so much money and do so much leaking themselves. Anyway, having done that, you have these objects. This cod here has been soaked and cooked. The cooking takes about 30 minutes, 20 to 30 minutes, depending on the thickness. Now, what we've got to do is tear it into shreds. You can either do it with 2 forks, but I tend to do them in the old-fashioned way that I was taught when I was in Portugal many, many years ago. And what they do is they put it in a cloth like that, and they rub them until you've got flakes. And the great thing about this is, if there is a bone, you'll feel it. You know, it'll pierce your little hands.
Oh, Jennifer, that sounds tragic.
Anyway, it's better than having it stuck in your throat.
I once travelled to Northern Ireland with a piece of salt cod which I had soaked but not cooked.
Oh, the smell!
Yes, it was a very small aeroplane, and they all kept looking at each other's feet and looking deeply suspicious, and I was sat there looking innocent with my book and pretending I didn't have a carrier bag under my seat.
Now we've got that in. We mix it with some sliced fine onions, then mashed potatoes. That'll bind it. Or should they be too strong without? Parsley. Mint. The mint is very good. The taste of mint is delicious. Now we've got 3 egg yolks here. We want a little bit of port. It could be Madeira or even sherry, but of the sweeter sort rather than the very dry. Now, I want to put in a great deal of ground black pepper. Instead of having to wash my hands, would you do it for me?
I'd be an Italian waiter for you. I don't think Brazilian waiters use pepper pots. Madame, the black pepper.
The ruby rosa, as they always say. Okay, thanks.
I'll go back to me
Right,
eggs.
I can keep that dirty hand going. Which, of course, is spotlessly clean.
Yes,
for the,
none of this.
for the viewers who worry about such things. Now, that's the white of the eggs. Beaten quite stiffly, I mean, with a soft peak. Now we want to fold those in. They'll make it all nice and light and crispy. Then what you want to do is you get enough to make little torpedoes. Flip-flop from hand to hand. It doesn't have to be terribly smooth or anything, because it'll all become nice and crispy when it's fried. Well, I've got quite a lot of these to do, if you want to get on with your little creatures.
Okay. Blinis, that's what I'm making, blinis. I love blinis. I had these frightfully grand Russian friends. They were sort of Yusupovs or Orlovs or Romanovs or something like that. And in the week running up to Lent, they had these wonderful blini parties, you know, mounds of blinis piled with caviar and cod's roe, all sorts of glorious things. And they're really very easy to make. What I've got here is some warm milk, just blood heat, and some fresh yeast, which I'm going to crumble into it. If you're using dried yeast, you'll need to leave this to stand for about 10 minutes after you put it into the milk. And mix it all in. And then I've got 3 egg yolks, which I'm just going to put in, and a pinch of salt, and mix all around. And then you pour in some cream. You can use butter, you can use yogurt, but in Russia they would use cream.
Sensible creatures.
And then you just mix that all together. And now I've got here some strong plain flour, which has already been sifted, so I'm just going to put that into the bowl, and some buckwheat flour. Buckwheat is not a flour at all, really. It's a relative of the rhubarb and the common dock. In this case, I'm just going to mix the two together. And then just pour in the liquid and mix it in as you go. And mix it all well together. It's very important to get rid of any lumps at this stage. You know, put a bit of elbow grease into it. Now, this should sit and wait overnight or for a couple of hours minimum, but thanks to my kitchen fairy, I already have one waiting for me. I'll take this over here. And the mixture should be nice and bubbly by now. You can just see bubbles forming from the yeast. And into this, I'm going to fold my stiffly beaten egg whites. Make sure they're well folded in. Very important that you don't sort of get little lumps of egg white. Now this is bubbling away nicely. You don't want to use it until you see it bubbling. If it doesn't bubble, the yeast hasn't taken and you've got problems, but just sort of leave it a bit longer in a warm place with a cloth over it and it should be all right. Put some oil in. You really only want a very little oil. And then you take a small ladle of the mixture and just pour it into the middle of the pan and wait until it bubbles. Don't turn it over till it bubbles. I like mine a little thicker than the average pancake.
Looking rather like a crumpet.
A Russian crumpet. And then you just turn it over. You can leave it on the hot pan, let it cook the other side, and do another one.
I love your little pans.
I know, aren't they lovely? They're sort of
Yes.
cast iron, they're glorious. If you haven't got tiny little bleedy pans, and you may be those unfortunate people that haven't, you can make them in an ordinary omelette pan or a frying pan and then cut them in half.
Can I start frying these now?
Yes, of course you can.
Oh, good. Now, what you've got to do, you've got to make sure the fat is really boiling. Otherwise, these fish balls won't go crispy. They'll go soggy. This is just ordinary cooking oil. And you fry them until they're brown all over it and crispy. Bubble, bubble, they go. You don't want to overcrowd the pan. You just have to go on doing them in batches and just keep them warm. There we go. Beautiful. Look, do you see the beautiful little
yes, isn't
creature?
that lovely?
Well, that's what you do, and you continue doing that. But for the meantime, keep them warm in the oven.
Well, I suppose you're yearning for a bit of caviar, are you?
They wouldn't mind.
Okay, come on, let's try these and see if they're any good. A little sour cream for Modern?
Little sour cream, a little caviar.
There we are.
Delectable.
How is that?
Delicious. Oh, look, how kind.
Isn't that what service?
That's very nice of you. Looks beautiful.
It's a pleasure.
The ambassador says you're wonderful at making cocktails.
Yes.
Can you show us how to make a caparina?
Yes, with pleasure.
So, could we go and find the ambassador's drinks cabinet?
No, that's not possible.
No, never mind. I've got a very good watering hole round the corner, yes.
Oh, good.
You'll be surprised.
All right. That's
Will you
good.
come with us?
With pleasure, yes. Take your eyes off the road, Mom. Road square.
There we are.
Morning, Ted.
Morning, Jennifer. How are you?
Fine. I have a request.
Welcome back. Are you well?
Yes.
Good.
I want to borrow the beautiful cocktail bar.
Unfortunately, it's shut at the moment. But as it's you...
Thank you.
Morning, Chris.
Come along, Joseph. Follow me.
With pleasure.
We take over the bar.
Very good.
Whoops, the other way.
Ah, the dear Dorchester. I used to come here and sit and listen to Mike Mackenzie and sit on these bar stools until I fell off them.
Now, this is fine. This is a wonderful bar, and Julian has showed me where everything is. What do
Right.
you want?
Can I have the limes, please?
Yep.
Now we have the cachaça here.
What's in that, Joseph?
This is rum, but they call in Brazil cachaça. It's from sugar cane, very, very strong. You must not drink as it is, only
Or you'll
mix
go
it.
blind
Wait,
or
I'm
something.
going to show you.
Some sugar?
Sugar. Now, what you do is to cut 3 pieces of lime. Must have limes, not lemons, lime. 2 spoons of sugar. 1, 2. Now, use the pillow. Yeah, now hold it steady. Now, after this, you get the cachaça.
1 jigger.
Yes, exactly.
Whew, I can smell it from here. It's powerful stuff.
Very powerful. Little icy. That's quicker. Now you mix it. Spoon.
All mixed up.
Now it is ready to drink, madam.
Molto elegante. Muito obrigada.
Muito obrigado.
Try it.
A bit of time.
It's marvellous.
Thank you.
It's absolutely delicious. It's very
Thank
fresh,
you.
isn't it?
Very.
You wouldn't think it was so powerful, would you?
It is very, but
Wow.
not drink too much.
Mamma yo quiero,
Mamma
mamma
yo
yo quiero, mamma yo quiero, a mamma. Da chupeta, da chupeta, da chupeta para beber não chorar. Mamma yo quiero, mamma yo quiero, mamma yo quiero, a mamma.
What on earth is going on? Come on, shush! Out of this place, we got customers.
Oh, Giuliano, we're just having
What's
fun.
going on?
Thank you very much, thank you very much. We'll go, we'll go.
Come on, we've got a bit
When I was a little girl, I loved the name of this recipe. It's called gambas in gabardinas, which, to those who don't speak Spanish, means prawns in macintoshes. And all you do is you take some filet pastry, which must always, when unwrapped, be stored under a damp cloth. It's amazing how quickly they harden up, and then there's nothing you can do with them at all, apart from give them to people you don't like very much. So you just take a sheet, fold it over, cut it in half, fold it in half yet again, and then brush it with melted butter. Very important to remember to brush it with melted butter, otherwise it goes sort of hard and rather nasty. Doesn't taste of anything.
Good stuff to play with, that.
I know, isn't it lovely? It's all the sort of magic of the Ottoman Empire, you know, like stretched sheets and the drums of the Janissaries, and oh, it's so romantic.
There's not a man on my Ottoman. There hasn't been one for weeks. There's not a man on my Ottoman. He's gone off to fight the Greeks.
I feel very sorry for you, dear. That's all I can say. And this is some red jalapeno paste. You can use any chili paste, really, but if it's not oil-based, just stir a little oil into it, otherwise the prawns will be too dry. You can get green jalapeno paste as well and ring the changes. And you just want to spread a little bit onto your pastry. And these are tiger prawns. The nice thing about a tiger prawn is that they very seldom have that big vein down the back, so you don't have to waste time deveining them. And what I've done is I've just peeled off the skin, except for the tail, which I've left as a little handle. And then you put it down just like that, so that the tail extends, and you just roll it over, and then brush it some more melted butter. Fold it over again. I fold it over 3 times. You're making a tiny parcel. Again, brushing with a little butter so it sticks. Cut it off in its prime. And then just press together the edges, press it round so it's firm, and lay it seam side down onto a greased baking sheet. And then you just keep going. Hours of endless fun. Do you go to many cocktail parties these days?
I do, as a matter of fact, but they're now called drink parties. And they go on much too long. I mean, it says 6 to 8, and I see people coming, they're arriving at 9. Most extraordinary.
Do you have any useful tips for picking up men?
Well, I watch it. I've noticed the most successful thing is when you get these lovely girls and they pitch their voices very low like this so the man can't hear. And the man has to get nearer and nearer. And that always works. And you find them in a few years' time, they'll have marriages and children behind them. Whereas I can't, you know, I say, hello, dears, and I don't get off with anybody.
I get off and look interestingly at some picture or piece of furniture, and invariably somebody would come up and talk to you, and then you'd say, I don't think Louis XV's dates really, it's beyond fashion. And then they get very bored and go away.
Don't give me that Louis XV's routine.
Right, well that's my lot, so I'll just put these in the oven. They take about 6 or 7 minutes.
Now, I'm going to make devils on horseback, not angels, devils. And they are usually a bit of bacon wrapped around the chicken's liver or a prune. But you're going to get a double whammy because I'm going to stuff the chicken's liver into the prune and then wrap it up with the bacon. I've been sauteing the chicken's liver in butter fairly gently, but they mustn't be overcooked, like all offal. The moment you overcook them, they become tough or they crumble and disgusting. You want a pink inside because they're going to have another cooking when they're wrapped in the bacon. So what you do, get your piece of bacon, stretch it out a bit, get a prune. These are stoned. You can buy them stoned and you might just as well, they're very good. But if you don't happen to have them and you stone them yourself, you have to soak them the night before. Soak them in a little tea, gives a nice flavour. Cut a nice little chunk that will fit the prune. Pop it in. Sprinkle with a little cayenne pepper, just to give it a zing. Then pop it on the bacon. And roly-roly. This bacon has got the rind off it. Get a toothpick and pierce it to keep it all wrapped up nicely. And there you have a substantial and rich, but very tasty little titbit, which will go very well with cocktails of any sort. There are things called angels on horseback, which I suppose you could have alongside, and they are the same thing, but instead of using livers, you use oysters. There, I think I'll just put them in the oven. They won't take long, about 5 to 7 minutes. So I think I'll go and have a little laundry on my ottoman.
With your hubble bubble, no doubt.
My hubble bubble.
And I'm making a carriage. It's a Brazilian bean fritter dish which you have for high days and holidays. And what I've been doing, these are actually black-eyed peas, and I've just had them in some cold water and I've been rubbing them between my hands to get rid of the skins. I'm just going to drain off the water. And I have here, as you can see, a food processor into which I'm going to put the beans and then some onions, which I've just chopped, and a pinch of salt and some pepper. And I'm going to add some hot pepper sauce. In Brazil they use malagueta chilies, but I've been unable to find any in this country, and I wasn't going to fly to Brazil to get some, so I've just got a spoonful of hot pepper sauce, which you can buy in any Afro-Caribbean shop. And then you just blend them into a puree. Don't be tempted to stop too soon, because if it's not ground right down to a paste, it won't hold together when you come to fry it. I must scrape the paste into this bowl here. And now I've got 2 spoons. I'm just going to mould a little cake, press it down quite well, and then this is a dried prawn. This is actually a South American dried prawn which has got its shell on, but when you eat it you wouldn't know. But you can use just the ordinary little dried prawns that you find in the Asian shops, and you just want to squeeze the paste around it a bit so that the prawn is still proud but that it's safely lodged in, like that. And in here I've got a mixture of palm oil and vegetable oil. If you can't get palm oil, it doesn't matter. But with palm oil, you get the authentic colour and the authentic taste. Make sure my oil is hot enough. Slightly more volatile than ordinary oil, so you have to be careful. There we are. Now I'm just going to put these in. As with all deep fat frying, you don't want to cook them too many at a time. Wonderful smell. The streets of Brazil are full of little stall holders with pot things of fat cooking them. And I think these are done now, so I better turn them out on a plate.
I'm looking forward to these. They're very exciting. I've never had one.
Caipirinha auténtica. Felicitaciones, embajadora. Es un homenaje estar acá. Señor embajador. Esto se va a costar mucha plata. Yo no. No, yo también.
You can serve these blinis savoury with sour cream and caviar, or even sweet with a bit of jam.
Originalmente era así.
These bowls of fish make a dainty dish.
Son langostinos, ¿no?
Gambas.
Gambas.
They're very happy. Apparently, we haven't been out to see them yet.
You can never have too many prawns, with or without Macintoshes.
Employees, and with the Brazilians, now 135,000. Very impressive.
Devils on horseback, but an angel's delight.
These bean fritters are best served piping hot. Well, I think I could take to this style of living, really. You know, nice little pad like this in the heart of Mayfair.
It's rather chic to be in a balcony overlooking Mount Street. I feel like Evita. The ambassador was very impressed with those little things with prawns you make.
Cabbage.
He said they were as hotter than they have them in Brazil.
No, really? Well, one does like a bit of chili.
The lights are picking out your beautiful blue eyes, dear, so here's to them.
Ah, thank you so much. And now for the washing up.
To Brazil.
To Brazil.
Brazil, where hearts were entertaining you. We stood beneath a silver moon and softly murmured, "Someday soon." I sound like that woman on Clive James.
You sound as though you've enjoyed the caipirinhas to me.
We kissed and then we parted. Then tomorrow is another day. The morning found me miles away. With still 1,000 things to say. To Brazil.
To Brazil.